Welcome to the Memory and History channel. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Here's a stunning 1920s photograph of Egypt's iconic pyramids. These ancient wonders have stood for over 4,000 years. This vintage image captures the timeless majesty of these architectural marvels in their golden era. A young man protests low teacher salaries in this powerful image. He left school earning $21 weekly while his teacher made less than $18. This highlights the historic undervaluation of educators nationwide. The devastated city of Würzburg. Germany photographed in 1945 after Allied bombing. This historic Bavarian city was nearly completely destroyed during World War II. The ruins represent the devastating impact of total war on European civilian populations. Cowboy receives a traditional haircut in 1909, capturing authentic frontier life. Even in the rugged Old West, personal grooming remained important. This candid moment humanizes cowboy culture beyond the dramatic legends we often imagine today. Mount Tambora's 1816 eruption darkened global skies, causing the year without a summer. Freezing temperatures destroyed crops and triggered widespread famine. This catastrophic volcanic event even inspired Mary Shelley to write her famous novel, Frankenstein, during confinement. A young girl stands amid discarded waste at an Ambridge, Pennsylvania City dump in 1938, holding a large basket. She's likely scavenging for salvageable items to help her struggling family survive the Great Depression's devastating economic hardships. A Connecticut gentleman farmer proudly displays his hornless cattle to visiting women in Fairfield County. 1949. This agricultural innovation improved livestock safety and handling efficiency. The demonstration reflects post-war farming modernization and scientific breeding advances, transforming American agriculture. Robert Wadlow, the tallest man ever recorded at 8 feet 11 inches, stands in a Florida hotel lobby in 1940. His extraordinary stature drew worldwide fascination and curiosity. Despite physical challenges, Wadlow traveled extensively, inspiring wonder everywhere. Teenage boys play cards in a Des Moines, Iowa bedroom in 1945, surrounded by posters and personal decorations. Their room became a sanctuary for friendship and teenage camaraderie. Simple pleasures like card games created lasting memories during wartime. A skilled worker hand-toughs a mattress at a San Angelo, Texas factory in 1939, surrounded by striped mattresses. He carefully threads and secures, padding layer by layer. This labor-intensive craftsmanship preceded automated production that revolutionized furniture manufacturing completely. A fearless daredevil balances atop stacked chairs on a New York City skyscraper rooftop, 20 stories high, 1920. This death-defying stunt showcases jazz-age, thrill-seeking entertainment. The terrifying performance occurred before modern safety regulations prevented such dangerous acts. Charlie Sheen and Willem Dafoe, photographed together in 1986 during the filming of Platoon. This iconic war film became one of cinema's most powerful depictions of the Vietnam War. Both actors delivered memorable performances in Oliver Stone's masterpiece. A little girl adorably holds a penguin's flipper while walking together around London Zoo in 1937. This charming interaction shows a gentler time when zoo visitors had closer animal encounters. The innocent moment captures childhood wonder and fascination with wildlife. Japanese soldiers and Marines captured during the brutal Battle of Guadalcanal sit at an American prisoner of war camp. November 1942. This pivotal Pacific campaign marked America's first major offensive victory. The image documents the human cost of jungle warfare. John F. Kennedy, Jackie Kennedy, and Ethel Kennedy took this mirror selfie using a 35mm camera in 1954. This playful moment shows America's most iconic family before their tragic future. Selfies existed long before smartphones made them ubiquitous worldwide. A exhausted mother crafts matchboxes for meager income while her child sleeps beneath the table, circa 1900. This heartbreaking scene exposes the desperate poverty and exploitative labor conditions of the Industrial Revolution. Families worked endlessly just to survive economically. Japanese troops advanced through China in 1939 during their brutal occupation campaign. This invasion caused millions of deaths and widespread destruction across the nation. The aggressive expansion marked one of World War II's earliest and most devastating chapters in Asia. A column of German Panzer III tanks rolls through. Rostov in November 1941 during Operation Barbarossa. These medium tanks formed the backbone of Nazi armored divisions invading the Soviet Union. The mechanized warfare transformed modern military tactics and strategy forever. In 1935, Black American pilots and fighters taught Ethiopian aviators crucial aviation and military tactics preparing for Italy's invasion. They provided essential training, enabling Ethiopian forces to effectively operate aircraft. This solidarity demonstrated international resistance against fascist colonial aggression. The Badisham 4 P-51 Mustang fighters from the 375th Fighter Squadron, photographed in flight on July 26, 1944. These American aircraft flew from RAF Badisham in Cambridgeshire, England. The legendary Mustangs dominated European skies during World War II. East German border guards observe a West Berlin demonstration across the Berlin Wall where tear gas was fired in 1988. This tense moment occurred just before communism's collapse. The divided city symbolized Cold War tensions and the Iron Curtain's oppressive reality. A sergeant, likely from coastal defense units, photographed in Savona, Italy between 1941-43. Italian forces defended extensive Mediterranean coastlines during World War II. This soldier represents thousands who served in Italy's struggling military during the disastrous war. Years, the completely devastated inner city of Würzburg, Germany photographed in autumn 1945 after Allied bombing raids. This beautiful Baroque city was virtually obliterated in one night. The ruins demonstrate strategic bombing's terrible destruction on civilian populations and cultural heritage. Afghan police photographed circa 1880, several armed with traditional swords alongside firearms. This rare image shows Afghanistan's law enforcement during the tumultuous colonial era. The mix of weapons reflects the transition between traditional and modern military equipment in Central Asia. American infantrymen prepared to cross Italy's Volturno River aboard a rubber dinghy in October 1943. This dangerous river assault tested soldiers' courage under enemy fire. The Italian campaign involved numerous difficult water crossings that cost countless American and Allied lives. A Soviet Maxim machine gun crew drives. German forces from Rostov's outskirts in November 1941. This successful counterattack temporarily liberated the strategic city. The Red Army's fierce resistance began turning the tide against Nazi Germany's seemingly unstoppable advance eastward. Emil Joachim Constant. Puyo's artistic photograph from June 1899 demonstrates early pictorialist photography techniques. This French photographer pioneered soft focus artistic imagery. His work elevated photography from mere documentation to fine art, influencing generations of photographers who followed after. Marion Post Wolcott photographs A coal miner's child climbing through a cat hole carrying a pipe and gun in Bertha Hill, West Virginia, 1938. This powerful Depression-era image reveals harsh poverty conditions. Children grew up surrounded by mining's dangerous, difficult realities. Eugene Smith's iconic 1955 photograph captures Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania's industrial landscape. His masterful documentation revealed both the city's manufacturing power and environmental costs. Smith's work became legendary for its dramatic lighting and profound social commentary on American industrial life. A truck filled with Hitler and Mussolini supporters in Libya. March 1943, during the North African Campaign. These fascist sympathizers celebrated Axis control before Allied forces defeated them. The image captures the doomed colonial ambitions of Germany and Italy in Africa. Female partisans wait to patrol near Castelluccio, Italy, on October 5th, 1944. These brave women fought courageously in the Italian resistance against Nazi occupation and fascism. Their participation challenged traditional gender roles, while contributing significantly to Italy's liberation from tyranny. This collection showcases suave black men throughout history, celebrating their style, dignity, and cultural impact across different eras. Despite facing discrimination and oppression, these men maintained elegance and pride. Their images challenge stereotypes and document African American excellence through time. Soldiers from the Australian 14th 32nd Battalion disembark from a U.S. Army landing craft at Jackanow Bay on November 4th, 1944. This Pacific operation demonstrated Allied cooperation and combined forces. Australian troops played crucial roles throughout the lengthy Pacific Island hopping campaign. Ferry Albacore aircraft take off from HMS, victorious to attack the German battleship Tirpitz on March 9, 1942. This daring naval aviation strike targeted one of Germany's most powerful warships. The operation demonstrated aircraft carriers' strategic importance in modern naval warfare completely. A rare photograph shows a German MP-40 submachine gun in service with Italy's San Marco division. Axis allies often shared weapons and equipment during World War II. This collaboration demonstrates the military partnership between Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy throughout the war. On November 6th, 800 villagers received forced vasectomies in one horrific night of medical atrocities. This represents mass sterilization programs used for population control and genocide. The traumatic event exposes humanity's darkest capacity for organized violence and medical abuse. Valjevo. Partisans marched toward Ravna Gora at the beginning of 1942 during Yugoslavia's resistance movement. These fighters opposed both Nazi occupation and collaborationist forces. The Yugoslav partisans waged one of Europe's most effective resistance campaigns against German control. Throughout the war, troops from the Australian 4th Division conduct military exercises around Geraldton in October 1942. These training operations prepared soldiers for Pacific combat. Australian forces underwent rigorous preparation before deploying to fight Japanese forces across the brutal Pacific theater campaigns. B-17, flying fortresses from the Bloody 100th Bomber Group in formation around 1944, with hard luck prominent in the foreground. The 100th Bomb Group earned its nickname through extraordinarily high casualty rates. These courageous airmen faced terrifying odds over German skies daily. Tsar Nicholas II and his daughters, Olga, Tatiana, Maria, and Anastasia aboard the Imperial yacht around 1912. This peaceful family moment occurred before revolution and their tragic execution. The photograph captures the doomed Romanov dynasty's final years of Imperial Russian power. Opening day in 1976 for Scala, a department store in Budapest, Hungary during the communist era. This retail event represented limited consumer culture behind the Iron Curtain. The crowded scene shows Hungarian citizens' eagerness for Western-style shopping despite Soviet-controlled economic restrictions. USAF B-17G bomber. Blue streak goes down after being hit by a German anti-aircraft flak over Merseburg. Germany in November 1942. This horrifying moment captures airmen's extreme danger during strategic bombing raids. Many crews never returned from these devastating missions over heavily defended targets. A young boy proudly poses in a military-style uniform, photographed by W.J. Ramsey in Gainesville, Georgia, around the 1930s. Children often wore patriotic uniforms celebrating military service. This tradition reflected American culture's deep respect for armed forces and national defense during peacetime. The James Caird lifeboat launches from Elephant Island on April 24, 1916, carrying Ernest Shackleton and 5 men on an 800-mile rescue voyage. This desperate journey across treacherous Antarctic waters saved 22 stranded crew members. Shackleton's expedition became history's greatest survival story. A destroyed Italian Smovente 75-34 tank, alongside several German vehicles in the Liri Valley, 1944, likely from artillery or air attack. This wreckage represents the Italian campaign's brutal armored warfare. Allied forces systematically destroyed Axis equipment during their advance through Italy. A formation of P-51 Mustang fighters from the 4th Fighter Group soars through the skies. These legendary American aircraft dominated aerial combat in Europe. Their long range and superior performance made them the most effective escort fighters, protecting bomber formations over Nazi Germany, the Ouled Nail. Dancers from Algeria lived by values, giving them remarkable independence long before modern society challenged gender norms. These women controlled their sexuality and financial autonomy through cultural traditions. Their unique lifestyle represented an early form of female empowerment and self-determination. 3 South Carolina men, Hampton Lee, Hugh Evans, and Willis Evans, taken into custody in 1940 for heinous crimes. They harassed a woman returning home, beat her companion unconscious, then kidnapped, robbed, and gang-raped her. This case exposed prevalent sexual violence and racial injustice. The Setup, 1949, is an excellent boxing noir film, directed by Robert Wise, starring Robert Ryan. This gritty drama exposes the corrupt underbelly of professional boxing. The film's realistic portrayal and dark atmosphere made it a masterpiece of the noir genre forever Soviet cosmonauts. Georgy Beregovoy and Pavel Popovich present a hunting rifle gift to Neil Armstrong on June 1, 1970. This friendly gesture represented space race cooperation amid Cold War tensions. The symbolic exchange showed mutual respect between rival superpowers. Space programs, despite political differences. Writers. Enjoy attractions at Luna Park, Sydney on December 27, 1948. This iconic amusement park has entertained generations of Australians. The vintage image captures post-war leisure culture and families seeking joy during peacetime after years of wartime sacrifice and hardship. See you there. Whitley Bomber Gunner stands near his aircraft before a flight in 1941. These RAF air crews faced extreme danger during night bombing raids over Nazi-occupied Europe. The young airman's courage represents thousands who served in Bomber Command's perilous operations throughout World War II. 2. Luftwaffe ground crew soldiers give light to an Italian Bersagliere in March 1941, Italy. This moment captures Axis cooperation between German and Italian forces. The casual interaction shows how Allied troops supported each other despite their nation's ultimately doomed military partnership. A. Breda 37 machine gun position from the 17th. Infantry Division Pavia in North Africa, 1941-42. Italian forces defended against British Commonwealth advances across the desert. These defensive positions provided crucial fire support during the North African campaign's brutal mechanized warfare battles. The CEO of America's largest mail-order retailer hauled from his office by Army National Guard in April 1944 for refusing worker negotiations. The U.S. War Department seized the entire company. This dramatic action demonstrated government power, enforcing wartime labor policy during national emergency. One of the smallest Negro oyster shuckers found on the Atlantic coast. Photographed by Lewis Wicks Hine at Varnon Platt, Canning Co., Bluffton, South Carolina, 1913. This heartbreaking image exposes child labor exploitation. Heine documented industrial abuses to advocate for protective legislation. Italian soldiers move under heavy artillery fire during the Battle of El Alamein, Egypt, in late 1942. This decisive North African battle ended Axis advances toward the Suez Canal. The brutal combat resulted in Italy's military collapse and eventual Allied victory across North Africa. The Manhattan farmhouse where 84th Street and Broadway now intersect, known as Brennan Farm, where Edgar Allan Poe moved seeking country air for tuberculosis treatment. Here, he penned his masterpiece, The Raven. The historic location connects America's greatest poet to New York's vanished rural past. An F-4U-1A. Corsair from VF-17 undergoes maintenance at a Solomon Islands airfield on March 6, 1944. These powerful fighters dominated Pacific skies against Japanese aircraft. Ground crews worked tirelessly maintaining combat readiness under difficult jungle conditions throughout the island-hopping campaign.